Can you see that? Can you? Ooh, look at those pointy brows. Hey guys, I'm Chloe, and if you don't know me, I am a bit of a makeup addict. I am not an expert by any means, but I do love learning, and recently I've gotten into looking at the history of makeup. So last time I tried out a couple of 1920s looks, and this time I'm gonna take a stab at the 1950s. 50s had that bombshell look that Marilyn Monroe defined, and then also a more natural, elegant look that Grace Kelly defined. So here's my little collection of most of the products I'm gonna be using. The 50s started off using cake mascara and ended with the tube that we know today. We have liquid eyeliner, powder, the lighter eyeshadows I'm going to be using, false eyelashes, and then a red and then an orange red lipstick and liner. For the next 2 days, I'm going to be trying out two 1950s looks. I'm going to wear them out into the world, and I'm going to see what my friends and co-workers think. Let's do this. It is day one, and we are going to start with an earlier 1950s look. They started having sheer foundation towards the end of the 50s, but at the start they just used powder. This is Max Factor's cream puff powder, which they actually had in the 50s because it says since 1953. They used powder that was more like yellow tinted. So I tried buying one that seemed like it had a yellow base. Can you see that? Not really. I look matte. That's about it. They didn't have a ton of different colors. I think like just like a light, whoops. I think just like a light gray would work. I'm gonna go with this color. That is crazy subtle, like I can barely see it. Can you see that? Can you? So I'm quite surprised they had liquid eyeliner because I thought that was quite a new invention, but that was like a thing of the 50s. Oh no, I've done it too much. This is too much. I fixed that off camera. Oh my god, the pressure of trying to do something on camera is so real. At the start of the 50s, they still used cake mascara. It's like this little block and you wet it and then you get this little brush, you just rub it and then you put it on your eyes. Oh shoot, wait. They actually curled their eyelashes in the 50s. These are not 50s eyelash curlers, obviously. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, all I know is I have a line here now. Let's do the old cake. Cakey. So they actually did groom and fill in their eyebrows, and I think different eyebrow trends were happening throughout the 50s. They definitely had kind of thicker, darker eyebrows that were in at some point, especially for darker hair. So I think I'll do them a little thicker than normal. Hello. Really arched brows were in fashion, but also more rounded brows were also in fashion. Today I'm going to do more rounded. Rounded. Okay, well it definitely could be more arched, so at least that's a thing. Weird, this just looks like me on a normal day. So the first cream concealer stick was invented in 1954 by Max Factor, which we still have in England, by the way. But it's interesting that like they didn't have foundation until the end, but they had concealer stick. I guess I'll put like a tiny bit of blush on because they did wear it a little, tiny bit. And then the piece de resistance was the red lipstick and red lip liner. I never wear lip liner, and they didn't overline their lips or anything like that, so I'm just gonna follow the line of my regular lips. Then just fill it in, I guess. This lipstick smells so nostalgic to me, like it smells like a toy I had. All right, here I am. I think that's it. It's really simple. I think tomorrow's gonna be a little more intense because I'm gonna put fake eyelashes on. I don't know if this is in the right place. I mean, I don't wear a lot of red lipstick, but other than that, it just looks like my normal look, but a little more subtle. All right, it's time to go out into the world and see what people think. What do you think of my makeup today?
Normally, if you're going for a wing, you also do a lot of like reds and corally eyeshadow.
What era do you think this might be?
I'm guessing probably the 50s.
Because it's like cat eyes, super red lip.
Would you feel comfortable wearing makeup like this?
I wouldn't feel comfortable because I like to do dramatic eyeshadow and I like to do highlighter and all that.
It's like right before people started getting like really crazy with makeup, like in the 60s, like with Twiggy.
I feel like you could wear this actually today.
Hello, it is day 2 and we are going later into the 50s, and they had foundation. Because the powders were yellow based, I'm just gonna assume that the foundations were yellow based. Lovely. Again, it was Max Factor that did foundation. Max Factor seems to be like a pretty big name back in the day. Eyeshadow wise, I think I'll go a little darker today. They had soft browns. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think this is a soft brown, right? And they didn't bring it up any higher than that. Do you need to curl your eyelashes if you're going to put fake ones on? Do you need to put mascara on if you're putting on lashes? I don't wear lashes very often. Maybe I'll put a tiny bit on. The old tube mascara with the wand that we have today was invented in the late 50s. I'll just put on a tiny bit. I'm going to leave the lashes till last because I'm horrible at it. I'm going to do my brows next. So this time I want to get them arched. I don't necessarily want them thick because I didn't always have them thick. I can't get rid of like the underneath here, so I can't make it do like a up and down. Ooh, look at those pointy brows. Yeah, I look a little angry. Concealer stick, just a tiny bit of blush. The 50s, like, it's kind of a subtle look. Even like Marilyn Monroe having like the bombshell look, it still wasn't like a lot of makeup. I guess I'm gonna try lips now. It's very orange. I wanted an orangey red, and it looks a little red, doesn't it? Lip liner to go with it. Different. Last and definitely least are my eyelashes that I'm really scared to do. Natural. This glue is drying out. So subtle. I've said the word subtle like 50 times in this video. Let's see if this is as easy as the first one. Alright, I've done it. This doesn't look that different from yesterday, honestly. I thought it might look a little more different. I really like the 50s. I think it's like a really subtle, pretty look. I feel like this kind of look is still in. All right, I guess I'm off to work and I'm gonna see what people think of this. What do you think of the look today?
The only thing that's different is you don't usually wear that lip color.
What would your guess be as to what decade?
80s, because I remember the 80s like being very like neon.
50s? Yes, so we're just doing 50s makeup now, basically. If you had done this look maybe like 15 years ago, it would have looked different because like you would have had thinner eyebrows. So like this look has come back around, so it's more normal now.
So the makeup was really fun to try, and I actually ended up liking the orange red lip quite a lot, so that's something I can wear in the future. I'm pretty excited to put my highlight and my eyeshadow back on, but I am really glad I got to try this, and I feel like I learned some stuff about the 50s that I didn't know before. So that's always good.